Well, the point is, when you have an airline like Southwest that desperately needs these airplanes, putting it off until the first quarter, that means they see something that's going to delay these airplanes. So Boeing has to do something in the meantime. They're running out of places to park airplanes, and they have to have suppliers screaming at them. Remember, the day they announce this airplane can go back into the sky, we probably have 6 to 8 months of digesting what already has been produced.
So if you're sitting there with 400 new MAX units since March, do you think that a cut in production is absolutely essential?
At some point, they're going to run out of places to park them, and at some place, they're going to have to figure out how they're going to handle their cash flow. So I think it really is. But once this deal is done, again, you can't dump 40 airplanes on American Airlines. That's going to be over a couple of months. So I think they may want to cut back on the number of airplanes that are sitting out there and reconsider.
Mike, does Dennis Muilenburg still have credibility in investors' eyes?
Well, he must, because he's still there and he has credibility with the Boeing board of directors. The question is, does the MAX have credibility? And to be very honest, it's almost become a joke now, the word MAX. Again, what they need to do is sort of repackage that airplane, and they're not moving in that direction.
Hey, Mike, does it trouble you a little bit, though, that the company was moving at a much quicker pace to get that airplane recertified and get those production levels going? And it really took the FAA to slow things down finally. Going back to the question about Muilenburg's credibility, it seems like they really wanted to get this thing going faster than the FAA wanted to.
I think they did, but I think that they, again, it's not just the FAA, it's CAAC in China, it's the EU. All these people now have their hands in this little pie, and they want to make sure that it's right for them as well. So for Boeing, it's out of their control right now.
Dan, what do you think about the stock here?
Well, I think Mike mentioned cash flow, and here's the problem. They had $26 in cash flow per share last year before a lot of these incidences were going on, and now they're expected to be flat from 26 to 0, and that's the story. So if they halt and then they have this drain on cash flow, they have these fixed costs to make all these planes. They have a backlog of 4,500 planes. So to me, I think, unfortunately, if you do get a halt, I think the CEO is going to be on short time, and then 2020 is kind of lost, in my opinion, for the stock.
Mike, one more thing here. What about the suppliers?
Excuse me?
The suppliers?
Oh, the suppliers, it must be huge, because it's not just all, the Goodriches of the world and Collinses of the world. There are a lot of smaller suppliers there. And at some point, they're going to say around the world, it's not worth pouring money into this unless you can give me some money. And Boeing, they're not getting any money for these 400 airplanes that are sitting around. At some point, the suppliers might pull the plug, and we don't know that some may have already done so.
All right.
Mike, one final thought, Mike. I mean, how damaged is the brand of the MAX? The president tweeted about that today, suggesting they might need to rebrand the plane. Even under that rebranding, potentially, are customers ever going to want to get on this plane again?
Well, yeah, they should. I think, remember, the consumer has a pretty short memory. But let's be real blunt here. I mean, the brand is damaged. So you need to come out with, my opinion, and I'm not a Madison Avenue guy, but they need to come out with something called the Ultra or something else so people think it is not exactly the same airplane, and indeed it won't be.